So you are right. So you're 88 years old now. We got our indentured laborers in Trinidad. This was what 1845, was it? So that means your grandparents or great grandparents
My
would have been.
grandfather came from India.
So your grandfather was
I
indentured
went back
laborer.
to the village.
Hmm.
I found the village, the extended family, and so on.
Oh really? Which village is this?
This is in a place called Basti in Uttar Pradesh, UP.
I don't know where
The
that is.
center, that's the biggest state in the whole of India.
Hmm.
Most of us came from there. Most of
Okay.
our parents came from there.
Hmm.
You see, the port was in Calcutta,
Hmm.
which was up north. And they recruited from the states around there, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. UP has a population, that state has a population over 100 million.
Hmm.
And Bihar, from where Kamla Prasad Bisesa came, which is the adjoining state,
Yeah.
they have about 75, 80 million people.
Hmm.
So they came from there. So the ship on the east coast of India, when they pick up the passengers in Calcutta, will make stops along the east coast.
Hmm.
So when they came down south, some of the dark-skinned Indians, they came from the southern states,
Hmm.
from Madras. So they had a different language
Hmm.
and a slightly different cultural behavior from the ones from the north.
Yeah.
Because each state had their own cultural kind of behavior.
So when your ancestors came, this would be your great grandparents that came from India.
My grandfather,
Your grandfather, he would have come to he would have settled in Karani one time, or he settled elsewhere.
when they arrived here, first of all, they were placed on Nelson Island in quarantine.
Okay.
That was a quarantine station, you know. They had to quarantine you and ensure that you're not carrying any disease.
Hmm.
So after a few weeks on the island there, then they send you out to the various plantations.
Hmm.
So they would have been quarantined on Nelson Island. There are still some relics there that point to their presence.
And then from there, where did they come when they
They
came to
will go to
Trinidad?
they'll distribute them to the various estates. Like Orange Grove by you there,
All right, that would be
Orange Grove Estate.
mhm.
And so that they will have gotten contingents of these indentured laborers.
Professor Kujo wrote a book on that Orange Grove estate
I have
recently.
it there, I think.
The slave master of
I have a
Trinidad.
copy, yeah. Autograph
Yeah.
copy.
Of course, you'll have autograph copy.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
at the various, and then they constructed barrack-like
Mhm.
housing facilities. So
Mhm.
each family had a one room with a little space at the front as a kitchen, open kitchen.
Mhm.
And I remember well this barrack. They had communal toilets.
Mhm.
So they have banquet toilets. So everybody rushed down there in the morning. And that was what the life was.
Hmm.
During my lifetime, I saw that.
Yeah, so that's what I said. I mean, imagine I'm talking to you, and you could have talked to your grandfather, and just within this 2 steps of relationships, you have the entire Indian history in Trinidad. Just
Yeah.
so you'd have had access to the entire history, just you alone
I
so
was
far.
fortunate that I lived so long because when the life expectancy up to 1950 here
Mm-hmm.
among East Indians was about 35,
35.
That's right. My grandfather,
come?
who came from India, he died at 32.
Hmm.
One of my uncles died at 33.
But what was
My
the
father
reason?
died at 42. My other uncle died at 48.
Hmm.
Life expectancy was in the 30s. Today it's up in the 80s.
But what was the reason for such a low life expectancy back
Because
then?
there was no medical facilities. You didn't know the basic diet of an Indian when they came here was roti, and what they used to call fry aloo. That is potato, you fry it up.
Yeah, well, I know the routine.
There's starch upon starch.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
That is a recipe for murder. They didn't even know that they have diabetes. They didn't even know that they have a heart problem. In my own lifetime, my own father, there was no qualified doctor to diagnose that there's a heart problem.
So
in my lifetime, my friend, the Tunapuna Court was a board building right where the Tunapuna, all the facilities that they have there, the Tunapuna Magistrates Court, and you have the local government building. That was the Tunapuna Court, a board building. And the Indian indentures could not speak English. So if they had to appear in court, there was a special person in the court, was called the interpreter. So the Indian will give evidence in Hindi, and he will interpret for the magistrate in English. Most times, he give a different interpretation than what the fellow say. Who is to tell the difference? In my lifetime, I remember the interpreter. It's subsequent to that, after the arrival of the Maha Sabha on our schools, on our focus on education, English education, Western type education. Is after that now everybody is literate. I think they're some of the most literate in the country. You'll find them.